Hello everybody, my name is Anna. I decided to share a few of my own ideas and things I've noticed to be useful when giving a presentation, particularly in English if it's not as it is not mine own mother tongue. I think that first and perhaps the most, well, maybe not most important one, but one of the most important parts of this is the speed of your speech. I've noticed that when I'm very nervous or very excited or both, I tend to speak very fast, and even if I kind of try and put an effort to start very slowly, I'm speeding up at some point or another during my presentation, and if I'm not careful, I may completely lose my audience. I can just notice all of a sudden that all the blank stares, and I realize that they've completely lost me, or I've lost them rather. Second thing is, I think, the coherence or the logic. I found that I should at least a little bit beforehand plan what I'm planning to say, in what order, and what's the point of my speech. As I did in this video as well, I noticed that I really like to plan too much ahead, because I feel that I lose a little bit of the I guess natural flow of the speech if it's too strictly written out beforehand. But then also I've noticed that if I don't have at least the outline of what I'm planning to say, I'm going to kind of go off the topic, so to speak, too much. And also, I think if you're very nervous about speaking publicly, it would be helpful to write your speech down in as much detail as possible. Maybe not from word to word, because people can definitely tell when you are reading straight from paper, but at least your topics and what I'm going to tell about this particular topic, those should be written down and maybe practiced beforehand. Again, practicing is something that I don't do much. I'm very much in the moment kind of presenter. Sometimes it's a benefit, because then it's very natural and kind of organic. Sometimes I find myself in a bit of a pickle when I've realized that I'm not prepared enough. That has happened as well. So at least I think you should have an outline of what you are going to say, if not word to word ready speech, but at least you have an idea, some bullet points as to what you are going to say. And then I think the third important part of good presentation is the communication, or interactivity rather. That you're not just there to kind of say what you want to say, but you actually interact with your audience. And involving your audience, make sure that they don't fall asleep in the middle of your speech, and that they stay involved. And that's how you help them learn as well. And it can be as simple as engaging them into conversation, asking them straight up questions. What do you think? Or what the lady in the red shirt in the front, what do you think about this and that? Or I think even probably in any presentation, it's okay to stop for a few minutes and give time to kind of sort of small group discussion or pair discussion on what you've just spoken about, and then after that kind of wrap up together what you've come up to. So in that way, every presentation is a little bit different, and the audience is more involved, and in that way maybe stay more interested in what you are saying or doing. And last but not least, I think just be yourself. It's harder than you think, particularly if you're a very nervous speaker, and it may be easier to kind of stick to your paper or your pre-written speech and just read straight out, or stick to your PowerPoint slides. But I think part of what the audience wants to see, and if I think about the presentations I've been in an audience in, I think the more kind of personable or relatable the presenter is, the easier it is for me to follow. Even if the presenter or the speaker seems very nervous, it doesn't matter, because I can relate to them, and it feels like, okay, this person is just like anybody, and I actually want to hear what he or she is saying. So these 4 points: speech, or speed of speech, coherence or logic. What was my third one? Did I forget that already? Oh yes, the third one was the kind of interaction with your audience. And the fourth, last but not least, was be yourself. And I think as a bonus point, bonus tip, I would say, give the audience something to look at. So bring something else than just yourself and your speech, but also maybe show pictures or clips of videos, or they don't have to be educational pictures, but just something that so that it's more involving more senses than just their hearing. I think those are my most useful tips when giving a speech or presentation. Thank you.